So I have an old psychology textbook that's at least 45 years old. And there's a chapter in this book called Behavior Disorders. And then there's sections in the book that have neurosis. And then there are minor sections in the book called the sexual deviant. And then there's stuff about frequency and intensity, deviant modes, and then they talk about deviant objects. And in this psychology book about deviant objects, they list homosexuality. Homosexuality in males and lesbianism in females have always been part of human existence, but the frequency has varied from era to era and from culture to culture. Although an estimated one-third to one-half of the male population has at least some homosexual experience, only about 4% of the population is exclusively homosexual. Some latent homosexuals have powerful urges that never reach open expression in sexual encounter, but appear only in such secondary forms as feminine interests, hobbies, and effeminate mannerism. And I don't really know how much of this page I should read. It's about at least 2 pages long, and the end of this section talks about pedophilia, incest, and bestiality, which I don't think that really has much concern about homosexuality. But yes, I do need to be part of a straight majority today that would fight back against the LGBT and the homosexual man. And, we sort of really need to be sassy about the fact that, homosexuality was once perceived as a psychological disorder. And we have to sort of, deal with the general attitude that mental illness is considered a stigma. Having any sort of mental illness, is just perceived as a stigma. It's not perceived as a desirable thing to have. So, we just sort of need to deal with this attitude where homosexuality was once considered a psychological disorder, and the reason why, psychologists, took homosexuality off the books was because, generally mental illness is considered a stigma, and homosexuals just want to be perceived as normal, whether or not, we actually, the straight majority, thinks it's normal. So this is just sort of what we have to deal with. The fact that, homosexuality was once regarded, as a psychological disorder, and mental illness, is perceived as a stigma, not as sort of any status symbol. And I, there's really nothing much to say. I need to be part of the straight majority that would love to fight get. I need to be part of the straight majority that would love to fight back against the LGBT community and the homosexual man. The world has become pornographic. White people today have the most pornographic perspectives on heterosexuality, and straight people like me need to tell the world that we've had other problems in life, but homosexuality has never been one of them. And people like me really don't matter. People like me should just fight back to say, we know we don't matter, and we will fight back against the homosexual because homosexuals flaunt themselves like they're exotic pets. And people like me are just dull, boring, vanilla milkshakes that, you see right there on the table like wallflowers at a dance hall. No. I just read a lot of news. I kind of think it's depressing. I kind of think that the liberal mainstream media just does nothing but depress me. And I just need to be part of a straight majority that would fight back against the LGBT community and the homosexual man.